The 2021 deer season is officially behind us, and it was a great year for me and a great time just getting out in the woods pursuing this passion. And that's where for today's video, I just wanted to take a step back and just look at some of the highlights and share them with you guys from this past hunting season. My season got off to a slow start with an uneventful hunt on the opening day of bow season. So after that, I had taken a couple weeks off before I headed up north with my dad to spend a few days bow hunting. The first couple days of that trip, I had many sightings and a couple close calls that I almost got shots on, but it just didn't quite come together. And that's when I headed out for my last hunt of the trip on October 16th to see if I could get it done on the last night.
After 5 o'clock and I'm all set up for my last hunt up north. Got like a west wind which is blowing right in my face. This spot is kind of on the edge of an alfalfa field that leads up into a cornfield on our property. I'm kind of in the corner of it. And then back up in front of me to my left about 80 yards is the neighbors. I think it's an alfalfa field or rye, something along those lines. And I'm about probably 35, 40 yards from the property line. We'll see what happens. I'm gonna settle in here and just see what the night brings.
With an hour left of legal shooting light, it finally all came together for me.
I just had a stud of a buck come in. He was slightly courting to me. I took a shot, and I know I hit it, but it didn't get a ton of penetration, so I don't know what I'm looking at. Oh, I'm shaking up. I'm just praying that's a good enough shot. Oh my gosh. That was a nice buck. Oh, he came in probably on the road to my left. And I just was waiting. He was coming straight at me. So as soon as I saw him, I drew back. He turned a little bit. I was able to squeeze the shot in.
I did not expect that. I was honestly just kind of almost writing off this hunt and getting ready to head back. I look over and I could just see this rack, and I'm like, oh, that is a nice buck. It was a no doubt shooter. And we're in an APR zone. All right, I'm gonna text my dad and then get down in a couple minutes, give it a little bit of time, just to see the first little bit of blood, then back out and make a game plan with my dad. He ran onto the neighbors, so we're gonna shoot a text over to them. So the guy's cool though, like he's not gonna care if we track it over there, it's just to notify him, so stay tuned.
After taking the shot, I spent a lot of time trying to track and really scour the area for this deer because there was really not much sign left from that deer. There's a couple really small spots of blood and then nothing. My dad and I searched for multiple hours the day that I shot it on that Saturday, and then the next morning we went back and spent a couple more hours and still found nothing. That's when we ended up calling in a tracking dog from a guy who lives in the area who's a conservation officer. And he came and brought his dog, which was his dog's very first time going out for tracking a deer, and sure enough, he led us right to my buck, a nice Michigan 9-point. And I was truly blessed with that whole experience, and seeing that dog work was truly incredible. After that trip, I knew I was going to take a couple weeks off before really focusing in at my cousin's place, a 15-acre piece of woods that was local to where I live. through the early November and kind of getting towards mid-November, I had multiple sits where I saw many deer and had close calls on some. And that was until November 15th, opening day of gun season here in Michigan. I was out at his place with the bow and hoping to see if I could get it done.
What is going on, everyone? Today is opening day of gun season here in Michigan, and I'm actually about to go out for a bow hunt. It's about a little before 3 o'clock right now, a little later than I probably should get to the stand, but it should still be pretty good. It's a nice, cool 37-degree day. It snowed a little yesterday, but most of that is kind of melted, but it feels like a pretty nice night, pretty cool night, so deer should be on their feet. We'll see what happens. I'm excited. You know, November 15th here in Michigan is a state holiday, and so it's good to get out and kind of partake in that a little bit. Still trying to get a deer down on my cousin's property. On Friday, I did shoot and hit a doe. I had equipment issues that led to no recovery, unfortunately. That obviously, for anyone who's out there hunting knows the feeling. It has happened to all of us, or will happen in the future. It's just the downside of it, but out here just trying it again, just switch things up a little bit equipment wise, and so I'm excited. You know, I'm looking forward to it. Should be a pretty good night. Wind isn't my perfect wind for this stand, but I think it might not be bad. It's hard to say. The deer really can come from a lot of directions, and the direction I think they come from in the evening is the wind is totally fine for it. But for the morning, I didn't get out and hunt this morning. I think that it probably was for the best that way. I was planning on it, just things switched around, and so here we are and coming out for the afternoon. So just got off work a little bit ago, got threw my stuff on and headed now. So just be there in a couple minutes, make the walk to the stand, and see what happens with the rest of the night. So here we go. I just had a toe come in and took a shot. I definitely hit. It was probably a 15-yard shot, and I might have been slightly back, but it definitely made a nice sound. And I definitely, up down was really rock solid. Oh, I had to put the camera away because it started just pouring sleet, rain. Oh crap! And so I couldn't have this on video, but she came in from out in front of me and was kind of leery, a little spooky. Had another one with her, crossed a shooting lane about 30 yards, and I just couldn't get ready to get a shot. She kept coming in. It looked like she was about to cross an opening that was like 15 yards away, and I grunted, stopped her, and smoked her right there, I think. Oh, I watched her run off. We'll give it a little time, then go try finding my arrow. Yes. Oh my gosh, when it started sleeting, I had like at least 20-mile-an-hour winds. And I'm just like, this just sucks. There's no way something's gonna move in this, and it finally died down a little bit. Sure enough, Susan did. Those two were walking right in. Oh man, hopefully we got it towed down. Yeah, baby. After I had taken the shot on that doe, I did not get any more footage just because I was having some camera issues, but immediately once getting down, I found my arrow, and a short track job led me right to her, a nice sized doe. Definitely was happy to be able to harvest that one and wrap a tag around her, and just was very fortunate and very blessed. After that point, I got out to my cousin's a few more times and had numerous opportunities, close calls with many deer and a lot of sightings and a lot of great hunts, but just never fully came together and never had the full opportunity on a buck that I would be after. And so my hunting season wrapped up in the end of December with a great hunt once again, but just did not quite materialize. But it was a great hunting season. I'm sad to see the 2021 season go, but I'm really looking forward to see what 2022 will bring.